video tells the story of my 3-month adventure in the northern province of Pakistan, Gilgit-Baltistan. During this trip, I completed many iconic treks, including Rakaposhi Base Camp, K2 Base Camp, Gondogorola, Shimshallah, Patundas, and a circumnavigation of Nangar Parbat, including 3 high passes. For all of these treks, I carried my own tent and equipment, and several of them were solo treks. Most Pakistani people who I met were extremely kind, generous, and hospitable. I felt as safe there as in any other country. Here you can see my first meal in Pakistan, a common breakfast consisting of omelette, paratha, and chai tea. After a couple days in Islamabad with my friend Talha, I flew to Gilgit, nestled between jagged desert peaks along the banks of the coursing Indus River. Here I met Kamran, and we quickly became friends. He took me to his home, showed me his farm, and shared a traditional meal with me prepared by his family. After I told him I was interested in hiking, he took me to Rakaposhi Base Camp the next day. This is an epic day hike where you can get some of the best views in the Karakorams without the need to camp. It is also a great way to acclimatize as it takes you above 4,000 meters. Alternatively, one could spend the night and cross the glacier to Daran Base Camp the next day. A few days later, I took public transportation to Skardu, but not before picking up an Eskom SIM card. If you go to northern Pakistan, you should probably get one too. It is the most reliable, but controlled by the military and often shut down if they anticipate civil unrest. The road from Gilgit to Skardu has been greatly improved in recent years, and it should take around 4 hours by car. For this route, the common way to travel was renting out one seat in a car. Once the car was full, we were off. I got to the public transportation area around 11, the car was full, and we left around 1, and around 3 the car broke down in the middle of a narrow winding valley with no cell phone signal halfway to our destination. The driver and other passengers were very kind, but spoke no English, so I had no way of knowing how long it might be until the problem was solved, or when another driver might be along to pick us up. The sun was beginning to dip behind the valley wall, and we were nowhere near any town. I decided to stick out my thumb and ask for a ride. It was less than 5 minutes before a large SUV hurtled by, slammed on the brakes, and invited me to join them. I was picked up by the owner of Shangri-La Hotel, Arif Khan. This is a well-known resort just outside of Skardu, known both for its beauty and the way the military had evicted former residents to build an artificial playground for the rich and powerful. I was very thankful for the ride, but skeptical of his claims that his father was a military hero who liberated Gilgit-Baltistan from India. After giving me a tour of his estate, he gave me a book he had written on his father's accomplishments and sent me on my way. The only pre-planned part of my trip was a 2-week trek including K2 Base Camp and Gondogorola, which I booked to help secure my visa. This is considered one of the premier treks in Pakistan, and it is illegal to go there as a foreigner without a group. Before departing, I managed to find another book to read during the upcoming trek.